What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy, Big Metroid Fan 9, coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which was released on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 by Nintendo Rare Studios. And pretty much this game comes like practically pretty much 17 years after Metroid Prime 3 Corruption on the Nintendo Wii, and is this pretty much the fourth game in the Metroid Prime series and stuff like that. But unlike the previous three games, this one deals nothing with Phazon and stuff like that, considering that Darkseid was pretty much defeated in Metroid Prime 3. So pretty much the plot of the game is that Samus was defending a Galactic Federation outpost where the troops was carrying and protecting an ancient artifact that the space pirates was attacking. You know what I'm saying? And then essentially Stylex had came on the scene, shot and hit the artifact rather, and essentially sending Samus to this planet jungle called Furos, and Samus is essentially on a mission to escape Furos while learning about these ancient race called the Lemur race and stuff like that. And essentially, the sections that Samus go through are the GFUTO research center, and everything else is on this particular planet, like Fury Green, Volt Forge, Ice Belt, Flame Pool, the Great Mines, and the Chronos Tower, and everything. So pretty much you collect the usual stuff: missiles, energy tank, morph ball bombs, and stuff like that. But you also get some psychic abilities, you know what I'm saying, like the control beam, psychic gloves, psychic boots, and this one bike called the Viola bike and stuff like that. And one thing that I did notice with the psychic abilities, these are pretty much like psychic variations of different stuff that Samus used in the previous Metroid Prime game and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, like the boost ball, spider ball, stuff like that, and everything. And essentially, there are new enemies that are new to the game, like Behemoth, Leaping Spitter, and Jungle Griever and stuff like that. So the only enemies that's not new to the game are the space pirates, which are only at the beginning of the game, and Stylex, where excuse me, Stylex you only fight like twice in the entire game, but you'll see him randomly here and there and stuff like that. So everything is all the bosses, regular enemies are new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pretty much. Metroid Prime 4 pretty much introduced the Viola bike, and it pretty much has an open world feature within the game, but it's not totally like open world. It's only in the one section called Vol Valley. You know what I'm saying? As you go back and forth between the different sections within the game and stuff like that. You know, and there is some music in Soul Valley that's missing, but the only way you can access it is through buying a $30 amiibo of Samus own the Viola bike. But I'll say, quite honestly, that part just honestly didn't make any sense to do. You know what I'm saying? The music for Soul Valley should have been a part of it from the start. Honestly, you don't need essentially you don't need that amiibo for the music. It should have been there already, you know. With that, it's kind of like with that particular amiibo, I can honestly say that I have really no incentive to buy it. You know what I'm saying, for that particular reason. Mostly because I'm not a big time collector of amiibos to begin with, but using this amiibo for just to listen to a piece of music just outright don't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, even even though I had that particular gripe, the gameplay for the for the Viola bike I do like though. You know what I'm saying? And throughout the course of the game, you'll run into like at least like five different GF troopers and stuff like that. Even though some of them come off as annoying at first, but they do they're pretty helpful when you need them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Sometimes they'll tell you what you need to do, even though you you pretty much you know what to do it right before they say anything. You know what I'm saying? Some of the information they may convey, you probably already know how to know to do that before they even say anything. So I don't know why they you did that. You know what I'm saying? But these GF troopers are can be helpful. Are I say they are helpful in certain instances. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the graphics and design, I'll say they're pretty good with some excellent color palettes and stuff like that. But I would say that the Switch 2 version has the edge on that one. Is I could say it's better in terms of like visuals, color palettes, the frames per second, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I would say, as far as controls and gameplay, I do like it. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? For regardless if you're on foot or you're on a velvet bike, and the bosses pretty much do give a challenge. You know what I'm saying? The strategy for each of them are different, like you would expect from a Metroid game, whether it's the five mainline ones or the Metroid Prime games and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when it comes to the GF troops, some of them can be annoying, but the annoyance is curbed once you get further in the game and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly the engineer and the female soldier that's who are the most annoying when you first meet them, but they are useful nonetheless. I would say all of them are useful in their own way. You know what I'm saying? That's the soundtrack is pretty much pretty good and is on par with the Metroid series as a whole. But like I said earlier, it just don't make any sense to listen to the Soul Valley music through that $30 amiibo. You know what I'm saying? That amiibo should have been a non-factor to begin with. You know what I'm saying? But like outside of that, the soundtrack is great. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I mentioned, some of the things that the GF troopers mentioned is unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? But outside of those few annoyances, I would honestly say that Metroid Prime 4 is a pretty good game, despite despite the flaws that does exist. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say it's not as bad as say uh, uh, Metroid Other M and Federation Force for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty good game overall, even though it's not going to be as good as say Super Metroid, Metroid Prime 3 and such. You know what I'm saying? With that, I can honestly say that as far as the score, I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Considering the annoyances that do have with the game. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, you can sound off in the comment section about Metroid Prime 4. What you liked about it or what you didn't like about it, whether you prefer the Switch 2 version over the Switch 1 version or vice versa and whatever. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 9 signing off.